affirmation is all about your thoughts and your feelings associated to them. So, if you're constantly having negative thoughts and feelings associated to those negative thoughts, you are constantly going to attract negative experiences. But if we can change your negative thoughts to positive thoughts and feelings, then we can secure a more happier life.
Hello, my beautiful lions. My name is Sam, and on this channel, we talk about personal development, mindset, motivation, and manifestation. Basically, I want us to unleash our inner lion so that we can manifest the life of our dreams. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about how we can use the art of gratitude and affirmations to retrain our brain from thinking negative thoughts and feelings to positive thoughts and feelings. Now, this sounds super easy, right? But it can be very challenging, especially for my beginners. If you're a beginner, this video is for you because I'm going to explain to you how not to give up and how to use the art of affirmations and gratitude so that you can start manifesting the life of your dreams. So before we even get started with using affirmations and gratitude, you have to start observing your thoughts and feelings. So sometimes when you start observing your thoughts and feelings, it can start making you very uncomfortable because you start realizing how much negativity you actually have created for yourself. And then it makes you overthink and makes you kind of discouraged, and it can bring up a lot of anxiety and more fears, right? Because now you're like, whoa, I've been doing this for so long. Now what other negative experiences I'm going to manifest? So I want to tell you how you can use affirmations and gratitude so that we can retrain those thoughts and feelings. So I want to tell you a story about me and how I first started my personal growth journey. So I read a book called You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. It was my first self-help book that I've ever read, and it inspired me. So I was going to do all the little challenges she has in that book. And one was observing your thoughts and feelings, like how negative you are, right? So the next day, I spent the day observing my thoughts and feelings. And by nighttime, I was so in shock, like horrendously shocked of how disgusting my mind really was. I could not believe it. I just could not believe it. The first thing I did when I woke up that morning was I pointed out every single flaw that I saw wrong with me. I was looking at my body and I was like, ew, you're disgusting. Like I would literally look at myself and be like, you are disgusting. You're disgusting. And it just progressed through the day. I would experience road rage from not just myself, but other people. Like I'd always get cut off. People were always honking at me. So then it would make me angry, right? Make me so angry because I was already angry when I woke up, pointing all this stuff wrong with myself. And I would be hostile and impatient to strangers. They didn't deserve that. They're just going about their little daily lives. And here I am all being me. Like, why? And then I would get to work and I'd start judging others like, Anybody who had anything better than me or was more rich than me or had better clothes than me or was smarter than me or can sing better than me or do anything like that, I would just be so angry, like a little pouty puppy, like I don't understand. Well, it's probably just because I would make excuses as to why they had the life that they had. Well, I would fall into my victim mentality, right? I'd be like, well, it's because they don't have the life that I had. They didn't grow up in all this negativity. You know what I mean? Like I would make all these excuses because I was living in a victim mentality. I would blame everybody else for why my day was going so bad, but really in reality, it was just me. Like I was the problem. I'm the problem. Me. Stop, Sam, stop. You're Godzilla down the street creating more and more problems with every step I took. I was literally just an angry, bitter, judgmental girl who struggled with imposter syndrome. You know what I mean? Like that was me. I literally looked at myself and was like, I'm worthless. Like there's nothing I can do. There's nothing anybody can do for me. Nothing. My life is shit and that's it. I was like, how in the hell is affirmations and gratitude gonna change my life? How? I was angry. I was even angry at that. And I just would fall back into the victim mentality, right? And then I went to take a shower and I just cried cried and cried and cried and cried. And then I'm pretty sure like all of you guys can relate to this, right? You can relate to this. So when you start crying, you start feeling really bad for yourself, but then it's not just about that one thing like that you're feeling bad about. You start thinking about every single damn bad thing that's ever happened to you, you know, even from the smallest little thing, like I even stubbed my toe, like, you know what I mean? Like every single bad thing you just start thinking about, and then you become more and more upset, and you just start crying and blubbering and fall into this victim mentality, like, why me? Why the world hates me? Like, I don't get it. Oh my God. Like, and you can't get out of it. Like, you can't get out of it, right? And then I get out of the shower. Pretty sure all of you have done this too. Please don't just tell me it's me. You get out of the shower and then you look at yourself in the mirror and you're watching yourself cry, and then you cry even more because you're like, wow, look how pathetic I am. Look how pathetic that loser is, just crying in the mirror. And then you start crying more, right? And then start hyperventilating, right? You start hyperventilating because you're so upset. Like you just can't get out of the like, you know what I mean? You can't get out of those hyperventilations. And then ultimately you have a panic or anxiety attack. And if it's not anybody else but me, well, then lucky you, you know, lucky you. But I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure you have definitely done that once in your life. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is that when you start becoming aware of all the negativity that you have brought into your own life, it starts making you super uncomfortable. It just starts making you think like, damn, it really is me. Like, I really am the problem. And it makes you feel worse, you know, it makes you feel worse. But I'm here to tell you, you're not bad. You're not the worst. You're not worthless. We all just have to retrain our brain, you know, because that's just how we've been thinking for the last, for me, 20 plus years. And that's how my family has been thinking. And that's the environment I grew up with. The thing is you can change it. And the best tool is with affirmations and gratitude, right? And I remember getting my first journal because I was like, well, let me get a journal because let me start holding myself accountable, right? So I bought this cute little journal and I got it on Amazon, and I'll link the link below because it's actually really cute. It's like for beginners, you know, it has like the template for you, morning meditation, and then and you just do this side in the morning and then you do this side at night. And it's super quick, super easy. It takes like 5 minutes, honestly, maybe 10 minutes in the beginning when you're first starting out, because sometimes you get blocks, you know. I would stare at that page. Goals. I don't really have any goals. Like I don't have any today, you know, like I'd be like, what goals? Like I don't have, okay, whatever. And then it asks for affirmations, and then I'd be like, I don't know. So then I would go online and be like, affirmations to say. And then a few of like the most popular ones would be like, I am strong, I am healthy, I am worthy of love. So then I would write that down and be like, yeah, sure. I didn't truly believe it. I just wrote it down because that's what everybody was saying to do. And then for gratitude, I'd literally look at it and be like, I just, there's nothing in my life I'm grateful for, right? So I had to start off so minuscule, like very minuscule. I would like look over and see my cat and be like, oh yeah. Like I'm grateful for my cat. And then my mom would walk by and I'd be like, oh yeah. I'm grateful for my mom. Or I'd get a text from my best friend in the middle of it and I'd be like, okay, like I'm grateful for my best friend. And I'd be like, okay, there are things in my life, you know? It was small little things that I found that I could be grateful for that I never really realized to be grateful for, because when you're living in a negative world for so long, the small things, it feels like they don't really matter. But no, like you have to think about, like, we are so lucky to have things like this. I'm so lucky to have a parent, even if it's just one, who has been loving and supporting, even throughout everything that I've been through. Like she's always been there. I've always had her. I'm grateful to have a cat that cuddles with me, you know, loves me unconditionally. Like that is so amazing. How amazing is it that I can come home and have unconditional love every single day? Like, wow, that is amazing. Then it started like making me be like, okay, there are things in my life that I'm grateful for, right? There are things in my life. And I was doing this every single day, and it was becoming easier to write down, like, I am strong, I am healthy, I am pretty, I am blah, 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 I am a singer. Like, it became easier to write it down, but I still wasn't really seeing any progress. Like, I think I was like writing for like months, and I still just was like, there's nothing's changing. Nothing's changing. And you know why? It's because I was only doing affirmations and gratitude for 5 minutes in the morning and then spending the rest of my day being negative. How am I going to see progress, right? How are you going to see progress when you're just doing affirmations and gratitude for 5 minutes? I know every video is like, it just takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes of your day to be grateful for something, 5 minutes of your day to have an affirmation. No, it's much more than that, especially when you've been living such a negative, hostile life for a long time. You have to almost consume affirmations and gratitude, right? Because what we're trying to really do is retrain your thoughts from being negative to positive. So what you have to do throughout your day is every time you start having word vomit of negative thoughts and feelings, you need to catch yourself and be like, this is Sam's old way of thinking, Sam's new way of thinking, and replace that negative thought and feeling that you just had with something positive. But you have to do it kind of all day long, because we live so automatically, we don't even realize the habitual negativity that we're in. If you're only doing it for 5 minutes a day and it works for you because you're not really a negative person, then that's amazing. But if you're more like me and has struggled with being a positive person because you had such a negative world for such a long time, then you need to start consuming affirmations and gratitude. You need to start making it your whole entire world, almost like a diet. If you wanted to lose weight, what you're going to do, right? You're going to go to the gym. You're going to have to consciously make the effort to watch what you're eating, to make sure that you're counting calories, make sure that you're doing this, doing that, doing this. It's the exact same thing for gratitude and affirmation. You have to start consuming it. You have to start really, really programming not to live automatically. When you're driving, don't just drive. Make sure that you're not thinking negative thoughts. So what I do when I drive is I try to put on happier music so that it kind of keeps me in the positive mindset, or I listen to motivational speeches. I listen to positive podcasts. I'll listen to YouTube videos while I'm driving, but I was consuming positive. Every single day was a challenge. Every single day, you're going to have to put in the effort. You're going to have to make a commitment to yourself, and it's going to be consistency. And when you start consuming this so much into your life, it'll help you faster too, because 5 minutes a day is cool, but it's going to take you years to retrain your brain if you're only doing 5 minutes a day. So it's consistency. If you're not a journaler, then you just really have to mentally keep track of yourself. It's a commitment. I'm going to say commitment one more time. It's a commitment to yourself to change and tell yourself, I'm here for you and I'm going to show up for you and we're going to change, because enough is enough, right? So you need to start consuming affirmations. You need to start consuming being gracious. I used to hate walking my dog because it was a chore, and I was like, man, it's boring. Now it's my favorite thing in the world, because it's like every time I walk my dog, I look at her and her little walk just makes me so happy. And then I look at her and I'm like, I'm so grateful for you. And she loves these walks. It's her favorite thing to do. So then I'm like, I'm so grateful for you. I want to make you happy. So when I take her on these walks, it starts making me happy. And then I start looking around and looking at the trees. And then I start saying things like, wow, like that tree is so beautiful. Or wow, there's so much air for me to breathe, to have a better life, or wow, and it starts becoming easier. But I'm telling you, in the beginning, it almost feels like imposter syndrome. In the beginning, it's going to feel uncomfortable. In the beginning, you're not going to believe yourself. Me telling myself I was beautiful every single day was not. I was like, God, I'm just lying to myself, because I've been telling myself, and other people have been telling me for the longest time, how ugly I am, right? Like retraining my brain. It's not going to happen overnight. It has to take consistency. And now I am able to look in the mirror and be like, wow, like you look very pretty today. Like tell myself this. But it's taken me a long time, because it really does take time to retrain all that negativity. It doesn't just happen overnight. So I want you to know that the art of affirmations and gratitude 100% work. In the beginning, it's going to be very, very uncomfortable. You're going to have imposter syndrome, because I already struggled with it and it made it 1,000 times worse. But now I'm on the train to feeling more aligned with who I truly am, and I'm starting to believe it. and it feels a lot better. And don't get me wrong, I still have the days where I go into the mirror and I pick out things that I don't like about myself, we're always going to do that. We are still human, but now I can realize it and I'm more aware of it. Sometimes I catch myself saying things too, like old Sam would say, and then I'd be like, whoa, that was mean. And then my friends have seen it too. Like they'd be like, whoa. And I'll be like, I know, like, I don't know why I said that. Like, let me rethink. That is awful. No, that is old Sam's way of thinking, and I'm not going to do that again. Like it's happened multiple times. And I'm like, why did I just do that? Because it's still sometimes the habit of 20 years can still pop up. Because I've only been maybe doing this for 6 years. So 26. 20 years of negativity is still going to pop up sometimes. But now I can be more aware and change it and be like, nope, we're not going to fall back. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk to you about is maybe use some affirmations a little more effectively for manifestation. So I always had problems with like manifesting things I wanted. For the longest time, I have never been able to really lose weight, like I struggled very hard. Like I was always up and down, fluctuating with my weight, and I could never really be where I want to be. From everywhere I read, it would say, well, you have to tell yourself that you're that. You have to say, I am skinny. I am my dream body, or I have my dream body, right? But sometimes that can cause problems in manifestation because there's like a gap. Here's this big gap, right? And I'm over here on this side where I'm like, hey, I want my dream body, but I'm not quite there yet. And then my dream body is right over here, right? And then there's this gap right in the middle. It's like too far. It's too far of a gap to jump. And so your brain, even though you're saying I have my dream body and I'm looking in the mirror, your brain is like, no, you don't, because your brain is smarter than that. What you can start doing to help you is saying, I am in the process of attaining my dream body. So I'm in the process of attaining my dream body. So it shows that you're on the way, and it's not creating this huge gap of what you don't have, right? It's just stuck in this phase of, well, I have a dream body, but no, I don't. No, I don't. And that right there is causing the blockage. So if you tell yourself, I am in the process of attaining it, it'll help you on that journey because you know that you're almost there, and every step you take gets you one step closer to your dream body. And the same thing goes with money. I used to read a lot of these finance books that would be like, well, you got to act like you have money. You got to go and be like, I got money. But if I'm over here, a student who can only eat ramen, how in the hell am I going to go over here and eat a steak dinner when I can't afford it? I'm going to go and spend the only money I have for rent to go eat a steak dinner and act like I'm rich, right? And it's creating the gap of like what you don't have. It's creating that mindset of, well, I don't have it. I don't actually have it. So it can actually hurt you in that way. And I think I heard this from a girl on a podcast. Her name is Katherine Zenkina. And she does Manifestation Babe. And she actually was the one who said this. And I was like, whoa, this makes 100% sense now. And I was so glad that I got to hear that. And if you want to consume, affirmations, gratitude, and all this manifestation stuff, I recommend listening to her podcast. It's called Manifestation Babe. It's amazing. She's amazing. If you're on the journey with me, then you need more and more resources, because the more and more resources that you have, better your outcome will be, right? So affirmations, I am in the process of, when you're wanting to manifest. If there's too much of a gap between what you want and what you don't have, then you have to say, I am in the process of, right? I am in the process of. Now, saying that you're beautiful and you're strong and you're healthy, those are different, because those are helping you see who you truly are, because you are beautiful, you are strong. You are all those things already. Just wanted to let you know, if you are a beginner, how to keep going in your process of using gratitude and affirmations. They do work. It just takes commitment and consistency, and not just doing it for 5 minutes a day and forgetting about it for the rest of the day. No. Also, listen to this woman named Louise Hay. I recommend her. In the morning, if you need to, just put on her. She has affirmations that she does, and she does like an hour session of and sometimes I listen to it while I'm getting ready, and then I repeat it after her. All right, guys, I love you so much, and I hope that you got a lot of information from this video. And I'm gonna go play with my beautiful little cat, Seymour, because he can give me unconditional love. and he makes me happy. All right, my lions, I love you so much. Also, if you have any questions or comments, you can always DM me on Instagram at The Aligned Lion. Just follow me there. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because it'll help my channel grow and we can get the word out to live a more positive and beautiful life. And also make that commitment to yourself to be better. Let's make the change together. Let's become lions, okay? All right, guys, I love you so much.